AI and babies is the topic today. Yes, babies, not financial securities, banking, accounting, management strategy. As I know you, yeah, you work in firms, you need AI for work, but most of you also mothers, fathers, grandparents, something like that. And today we talk to Ami Meoded. He is co-founder and CMO of Little One Care that produces Elora. This is a baby tracking device. And it is really something that opened my eyes what is possible with AI and in the children with children. And it's something you should really listen to learn a lot about how AI works, because we don't just cover the baby stuff. But before I talk too much, if you're curious to learn more about Elora and how babies can be tracked, the new AI natives can be tracked, yeah, then just listen to the episode. It's Dietmar on the microphone again. It's the interview episode, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to AI. Let's start with the interview. But first, a quick thank you to our sponsor, Sensay. Sensay is an AI-powered wisdom engine that helps your organization capture and share its most valuable knowledge. Imagine easily preserving advice from your best experts or creating interactive trainings your teams can access anytime. Sensay makes all of this possible using AI-driven digital replicas. Check out how Sensay can help your team share knowledge smarter at sensay.io. And there's also an episode where I interview Dan Thompson, the CEO of Sensay. Just look at the show notes and listen to him and talk about his vision. Thanks, Sensay, and now back to the show. So, Ami, welcome to the podcast, and I can talk a lot about you, and it would be all PR bubbles I would give. So I give the microphone to you. And what did you get? What did get you into AI?
Well, Dietmar, nice. Thank you. Very nice. And thank you for hosting me. What made us as a company to establish a product based on AI? Well, it's a little bit, it's a story about, well, our story is about prediction and gambling. I will explain. When we started to discuss the opportunity to develop the product we developed, the year was 2019. We established the company in 2020. And when we start to draw what we're about to do, and it was kind of a draft what we're supposed to do. We had a lot of blank places where we said, okay, this technology does not exist yet, but we do believe, and this is the gambling part, we do believe that it will be fixed in the next 2 or 3 years. And this thing maybe 4 years. This thing next year for sure is going to happen. And that way, we started the business where we knew that if the market and the technology and the algorithms and the public, beyond everything is the public needs and the public matureness won't be there, we will fail. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, what is innovation if you will not be aiming and running into a place through a path that nobody been there before, and you are actually don't really know if everything, all the stars will be aligned. And thanks God, everything happened. So it's beside of everything we have done, it's a lot about predicting or gambling. If you won, it's predicting. If you failed, it was gambling. And I hope that this gamble will be okay, because we believed that is going to happen. So we didn't want to use AI, but AI is the only way to solve some of the things. Understanding the secret world of babies without using cameras and understanding what exactly they do and tracking them, which is, it's like, it's not practical. So you have to put something, to attach something to the babies, a wearable device. And without using visuals, in our case, we track the baby's sounds and activities, like the motion of the baby, convert it into using algorithms into understanding, bringing into these sounds and motions, to bring them a context, and to transform this context into a table that in one screen will tell you what had happened all day when the baby was asleep, playing, laughing, people with the baby, crying, feeding the baby. To make that, you need a lot of AI power. And what we have done, we understood that that kind of tiny device is not something that will be able to do everything. So we splitted our neural networks into two different neural networks. One of them in the device. It's tiny, it's agile. It doesn't use a lot of energy because AI needs a lot of energy, and you don't want to have a massive device on your baby's shirt. And in this neural network, with the baby, we decided that we are going to eliminate and to use it only for the real things you need to know in real time, emergencies. If the baby fall from a changing table, if somebody scream at your baby, if the baby is crying and nobody approach the baby, if the baby, for instance, during the night sleep, the device doesn't recognize emotions, okay? So you would like to know about that. If somebody shake your baby, like rude and aggressive treatment, you don't want that. So all the algorithms that we have in our Elora tracks that kind of things in real time, and we allow you as a parents to decide what you want to know, what you don't want to know. And trust me, everybody wants to know everything in this area. But knowing when the baby was crying or sleeping, playing, tummy time, rocking the baby, that kind of things, from different reasons, especially the need to make the parents more mature and not to peep and to track the babies all the time, what is going on. We split that kind of things, and these things we actually analyze with another neural network that we have in the cloud. At the end of the day, when you dock the Elora in this docking station to recharge it, we use this period of time to upload the data. Over there, we have any we can play with it more. We have more tools, we have more energy, more resources, more energy. And a couple of minutes later, after you, for instance, take your baby, you took a bath, put your baby back in the bed in the evening time, and you take the Elora back from the docking station since you charged it, and you can sit in the living room, open your cell phone, and you see what had happened the whole day. So
This is like
if we found a way to use our limitation to split it to two neural networks, that one work in real time, tiny one, and one works in the cloud, and even parents ask, no, I would like to know if my baby is crying now. No, it's not important. Trust your nanny, trust the people who are with your baby, and focus on what you need at your work. Later on, at the evening, come back, you have more energy, play with your baby, do what you need to do. Now you can analyze the whole day, like how many words your baby heard today. It's not important if you will not finish the whole day, right? This is what we've done.
Yeah, this totally reminds me of the slow thinking, quick thinking, slow thinking of Daniel Kahneman, who said that we have some quick decisions to make, and this is in the Elora, and we have some slow ones that need thinking through. It's perfect, yeah.
It's so important what you said. There is a book that the name of this book, 7 Habits of Most Effective People. This book is a well-known book. I think most of the people didn't read it to the end. It's another problem. However, one of the things that this book mentioned is the difference between urgent and important. Yes, what we do in real time is urgent. But what you see in the evening, this is the important part. Why? Well, you can play with your baby today, and you cannot do that. Nobody will complain, nobody will judge you, and we won't judge you either. But if you look at any research that is dealing with the importance of the first 24 months of baby's life, and how these 24 months are so crucial for the baby's development as an adult, the mental health of this person, the mental strength of this person as an adult, how these people communicate with others, compromising with communication with partners, friends, spouses. There is a connection between the behavior of these adults and how much money they're going to make, how they're going to behave at school and the grades at school to the fact what you have done in the first 24 months. So the funny thing is, it's not urgent. It's important to play with your baby, but it's not urgent. You didn't play with your baby today. It was fine. You worked very hard. You were busy. You didn't talk to your baby enough today. Fine. Nobody judged you, but you need to see these reports all the time to make you, we call them call to action insights. Why call to action? It's fine that you didn't do that today, but maybe in the weekend you play more with your baby. Tomorrow you will think about it and you will communicate with your baby and you will describe your baby the world. You change the diaper to your baby, share with the baby the story. Oh, let's do this. Oh, this happened. Grandma just came. And it's practicing the parents. It's not urgent. It's important. And this is the things we would like to present you in the evenings with the call to action reports to change your manners. Because your baby is going to do the same thing the day after. They will cry, they will sleep, they will eat, and they will poo. Sorry, with and without Elora. This is the only thing they do. But it's your decision to make. I'm going to play with my baby more. I'm going to sing to my baby. I'm going to read to my baby. I'm going to talk to my baby. I'm going to play with my baby on the carpet. That I'm going to put my baby in tummy time. So important in the early stages. And we are here to be a reminder because these 24 months are going so fast and we don't have second chance in these 24 months. And sorry, yes, it's not urgent. It's just important.
That's great.
This is what we do. Yeah.
This is I get deep thoughts of this because with AI, with Elora, this is kind of a democratizer, because I mean people who like really read about what can and cannot do a baby, what you need to do. And there's this, I think it's a Harvard study that children of higher educated people have like millions of words more they hear in the first 1 or 2 years. And but now you can give people who don't have the luck to have a higher education, you can give a tool and say, okay, here's what you do. Here's what you have to do. And those children get better chances in life. I like that.
Dietmar, I would like to share with you two things about what you just said. It was so important you mentioned that. Any smartwatch, Apple Watch or any other smartwatch will tell you how many steps you had today. 8,000, it's the minimum, okay? But there are days that you sit, like today, I'm going to sit all day in front of the Zoom and talk to people and several face-to-face meetings. And if I will not find the 1.5 hours to do what I need to do for my practice, I will miss my 8,000 steps, the minimum 8,000 steps that I'm supposed to do today. And the guilt feeling will be there. This is what happened. And we use these smartwatches to improve our lifestyles and well-being for the next couple of weeks or months. With babies, it's quite different. Two reasons. The equivalent to how many steps you had today, we share with parents how many words your baby was exposed to today. Any speech therapist will tell you that the daily average is supposed to be 15,000 words a day. It's a lot. And it's not about your baby. It's not their decision to make how many words they're going to hear today. And I'm not talking to be stuck in front of the telly. I'm talking someone to talk to. So one thing I would like to share with you. Do you have any idea how many neural connections happens in the baby's brain the moment you talk to him? 1 million neural connections. It's a firework every second. Every second, 1 million neural connections. It's like you blow their minds. And you need to talk to them. So this is one of the things I wanted to share with you. That's why it's one of the most important things that we do in our product, because the very same babies later on will be able to communicate, explain the world to themselves in their mind or to others much better than the other babies who didn't communicate with their parents. There are a lot of researchers in this area that shows very interesting things about the type of the dialogues you should do with your baby and how these dialogues impact their ability to communicate and rule other toddlers later on, a couple of years later on in the daycares. They're ruling them. They are the natural readers because they know how to communicate and not just to cry or start using their hands. Okay, this is one thing I wanted to share. The other thing, people do not talk about that. Many parents learn how to become parents. They read a lot of books, take part in many workshops, and they will do everything to prepare the nest before the due date, especially first-time parents, which is very natural things to do. But none of us pay attention to the fact that the moment you become a parent, it doesn't mean that you stop being a kid. All of us bring into this new relationship with this new newborn anything we know about our relationship with our parents, the traumas, the things we missed, the things we liked, the things we hated. And this baby doesn't need all of this. I don't want to use bad words, but they don't want to be part of your background and your history. Please bring into this new relationship, especially in the first 24 months, white paper, clean relationship. And many parents bring in the guilt feeling, the problems they used to have. And, oh, my father was all day at work. I don't want to be all day. And no, your baby doesn't need that. And what we created is an ability to make you, we reflect to the reality. Dietmar, this is what you have done this day. Do better tomorrow. I don't care what you had with your parents. I don't care what you had in your background. I don't care how much you work hard or doesn't work at all. I don't care. This is the amount of time you spend playing with your baby. That's it. Do whatever you need to do the day after. We're simplifying everything in order to provide you an ability to see the reality without the noises, without the problems that you might bring into the relationship, in order to make you the best version of yourself, to bring into this relationship the best parents you can be, because your baby has no other chance to spend these 24 months.
Yeah, this is really great. All the baggage you carry around, and now you have a objectifier. Like this is like
Exactly.
This is like you have an objective view on this. This is not what you need here. This is what it's like a small consulting you get. No, it's like this is probably the idea. You have a small consultant in your pocket with it.
Dietmar, first of all, you're right, but we are not consultants, because we are the weight you will meet in the gym, or if you go to your nutritionist, we are the weight in the room. We will tell you what is your weight. We will never ever tell you what to do about it. If you want to learn what to do about it, talk to your experts, talk to yourself. It's your decision to make. We will not judge. In our reports, there is no good, bad. No, we just reflect the reality. Because one of the most parenting is an occupation that nobody really needs to go to college to receive a degree in order to become a parent. Each one of us bring into our parenting behavior our values, history, understanding, reading. Our spouse impacted either. So it's very wide and wild area. So we cannot say this is good, this is bad. We don't want to be there. We can tell you this is your weight, and this is your weight yesterday, and this is your weight 2 weeks earlier. Do whatever you want to do with that. This is the trend. That's it. Simple.
This is funny because I have a Samsung and I have to only do 6,000 steps. So is it better? Is it worse?
Exactly.
This is just the thing, yeah. It's you have to make your own opinion on it. Yeah, that's good.
Exactly. And we
Yeah.
enable with our application, and then we enable you to decide what are your goals by yourself. We never ever decide for you this is the goals. If you ask people or you read articles, you will find numbers. But if you will dig into that more, you will find different numbers from different disciplines and different methodologies. You need to. It's not you need. I suggest that each one of us will find internally what is my values, my spouse values, what we're going to do together. And the moment we decide that as couples, this is what we want to do, our Elora will reflect to what we have done. Simple.
Yeah. There is a thing I can see what happens. You said there's words I can see. What are other things you look for?
Well, we have several sensors in our tiny device, and one of them tracks the activity level. I think this is one of the most important things, because There are many researchers, and especially the World Health Organization, published in many occasions announcements that we do not play enough with our newborns and babies, and they point out that this is the main reasons to have overweight kids at the elementary school. We didn't have that in the past, and they want us to play more with the babies. And in the past, babies couldn't sit in the crib by themselves and to be stuck. They will scream. Now, parents, babysitters, nannies, I'm not blaming them, but the technology enable you to put in the baby's hands iPhone or iPad, and they can play all day, and they are not screaming and yelling, and it's good for everyone. It's not good for the baby from the physical point of view. They need to be all over the place. They need to break your house. They need to be on the carpet, and you need to play with them. Sorry. So I think this is one of the reports I do like, is to present parents how much your baby was active when they were not asleep. This is one thing. The other thing we do, it's about engagement, how much you engage, and any other caregiver engage with the baby over the day, during the week, during the month, how many words the baby was listening to, it was exposed to. And we have another sensor that's actually it's a sensor that tracks the air quality around your baby every couple of seconds, like 1 minute, I think. It tracks and understands it monitors the air around your baby and tells you if your baby is exposed to air pollution or not. Most of the case, it's fine, but I would like to be aware that my mother-in-law is still smoking next to my baby, although it's important because many people live in an area that they need to know what to do about it. And there are paths that even in around places that the air is not so clean, there are paths that you will walk, and your baby doesn't need to be exposed to the air pollution.
Yeah.
This is the main sensors. By saying that, we have a touch sensor. When you touch the logo of the baby, of the Elora, in a very gentle way, because the Elora is attached to the baby's lower belly. But anytime you touch it, it changes its color to a very gentle blue, which enables you 4 seconds to say whatever you want. For instance, oh, let's have carrot, first time carrot. Oh, let's have banana, first time banana. Oh, grandma just came. Whatever you say will be, or let's change a diaper. Oh, it was dry, it was wet. Anything you're going to say will be presented later on in the app using speech-to-text technology. Why? We changed the way you should treat your baby diary. From the parent's point of view, the annoying part of opening the telephone and type in that your baby used breastfeeding for 20 minutes, left side, 20. It's fine, but you cannot stick to that for a long time. The parents, we enrich the world of the parents on what they can type in, because anything you're going to say is going to be presented in the app. But it's very interesting from our side. What is AI? AI is not just fancy and sophisticated algorithms. No way. AI is about collecting quality data. If you know, in the area of AI, there is a term saying garbage in, garbage out. It's not just to develop the right and the most sophisticated algorithms. It's about to have quality data. And our data is the data that the moment you tap the Elora and say what you have done, like, let's have carrots, it enables us to have data that is synchronizing the sounds with the motion of what is feed your baby with different type of foods. Like maybe right now your baby is in sitting position, or your baby is like nesting in your hands and you're crawling the baby while you're breastfeeding them. Maybe it's a situation where you change the diaper, and this is what the patterns that we need to track to develop around them algorithms that will enable us to understand it later on without you need to say them. This is one aspect, but the other aspect is, oh my goodness, you had carrot one time, nothing happened, but in the second time, in many occasions, allergies start only later, not in the first time you feed the baby with something. And it's so complicated to understand what is the reason for these allergies. And we would like to connect it with the sleeping patterns and the crying and the annoying activities that happen later on. And you shared with us very honest and simple data, but in the future we will enable you to learn from it much more things, but we need the data. So the baby earn a parents that was practiced to describe the reality in the world because you talk your baby, oh, grandma just came out, but because you tapped it on the Elora. You earn as a parent a detailed baby diary. We earn very clean and quality data that tells us more, that enables us to develop algorithms. So this is one of the things we have done. We need more data all the time because more data gives us more tools to develop better algorithms.
I love it because there's always this discussions, let's say not on the positive side with carrots, but on the negative side. You gave the baby some sweets, some stuff,
Oh,
and then the parents have a argument about is the baby getting aggressive now because of that? And if you have some data, because 3 4 times this happens, and every time, like an hour later, the child can't sleep or something like that, you have a connection there.
Dietmar, you said something very important about the level of sugar in the baby's blood. In the past, we didn't have all of these sweets in our life. These sweets people don't know, sugar in the form we have it nowadays is something that we have around 500, 400 years. Actually, people don't know, but the industrial revolution, everybody talk about the industrial revolution. It started in England, actually. People don't know that. People don't know that this revolution was based on the sugar that and the energy that you took 7, 8, 19, 15 years old kids. You gave them a glass of tea with few spoon of sugar, because sugar was the energy that made these kids to work 20 hours a day. And the revolution started where you could put these kids with this cup of sugar and the butter or whatever, you blend them in a little bit of piece of bread and jam that was based on sugar. And was the real engine of the industrial revolution. Nowadays, we have sugar all over the place. And you said something very important about the level of activity, crying patterns, and I cannot fall asleep because of the sugar I gave my baby, which is not good. Point, not good. I'm sorry, I'm saying that. I'm not supposed to tell you what is good parenting, but I'm talking for my pain points right now. So I'm taking back my words. Do whatever you want with your kids because this is our methodology. But please look at the connection between A to B. Sugar before night sleep. Thank you.
That is great. No, this is I mean, there's always something like if you have the data, you can make like it's so simple. Like now the people say don't give your child sugar. It's okay, but you can. This is like this product thing. The sugar is the product, but the marketing would be the need. You want to sleep,
Yeah, so
then your
true.
baby has to sleep, and then don't give sugar.
I have to share with you another thing. People talk about the AI. AI is going to be the next revolution. If we talked about the Industrial Revolution was about kind of conversation with the horses. Horses, listen, we are going to create a technology that replaces your muscles. We might not need you anymore. Oh, the horses said, my goodness, what we're going to do? We're going to be, nobody's going to need us. AI revolution, people think it's about change. It's a different revolution because it's about Dietmar, Ami. We might not need your brain and creativity. We're going to have you AI that will do it instead of you. Well, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. Nobody can predict the future. I can tell, but another thing. The real revolution for the average person like me and you is about the ability to understand that we have an opportunity to collect data that we couldn't collect before in much more practical and cheap way. I will explain. In the past, in order to collect data, you need to have a paper and a pen and to document everything you do. Have a diary. Later on, Excel sheets. Later on, application. No, 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 no. You can have a device like Elora, attach it to your baby, and you're going to have and to digitize so many things that later on in the future, the very same psychologists and people that are going to analyze it, the physicians will go back and say and ask the question, how, like nowadays, when you started to give your baby carrot, oh yeah, I wrote it down. but nobody knows what is the connection with that carrot to the crying patterns and the sleeping pattern, the activity level, and the pooing. Nobody connected yet. We are going to do that. This revolution is about the ability to collect data. And with the future AI is the ability to use the very same data and to prevent and predict things that nobody even imagined that you can.
I totally get that, and this is like not only the data, but the time when you collect the data. You focus on 0 to 2 years. That means this is when parents are most stressed and forgetful. This is also, everybody knows their hormones that lets mothers forget things. So if then later I will write down that she got carrots. Huh? No, you forget that. And so now you have a possibility. Even more, just one thing I find really, really interesting, because if I take out my phone, the child is already looking at the phone and wants the phone. So,
True, so true. It's so true. I will tell you more than that. Right now, when you develop a product, you have to think in terms of MVP, minimal viable product. You cannot develop everything, otherwise you will never ever launch it. We started our product and it was designed for the first 6 months. And the moment we launched it, we started to develop the other features to make it fit to the first 2 years of life. But our real challenge is to provide you as the parents reasons to keep using the product later on. How are we going to do that? I would like to present you the connection between the book you read to your baby, it's going to be a toddler later on, and their ability to recognize purple. The word purple doesn't exist in the world. It's imaginary world. It's an imaginary term that we will never ever say it if you didn't practice your baby. So you need to have life experiences to play with your baby or to read to your baby something that will mention or will point, this is purple, and later on you'll say, your baby will say purple, and we would like to show the connection. And to, people say you need to have quality time with your baby. I would like to tell you how this quality time is quality. What is the quality in the quality time? I would like you to see the connection between what you have done with your baby and their ability to count 1, 2, 3, 5 to 10. It's about their thinking in math world, which is very important. It's not just vocabulary. If they start to count, you have done something very important that will impact their ability to translate the world to themselves. Or how much you laugh with your baby. We do not have enough data of laughing, and we are not good enough with recognizing it. It's not about the AI and the algorithms, it's about the data sets of baby laughter, because people don't laugh enough with the babies, and they should be laughing. And we try to do that by analyzing data from the public data that you see all over the YouTube and everything, but it's not enough. It's not enough, okay? So we would like to make you use the Elora more and more by providing you with more tools that will show you how you as a parent contribute for your baby's development, cognitive development, activity, behavior, and so on. So 2 years is just the first stage. Later on, over the very same hardware, we would like to update the algorithms over there and the software to enable you use it even more.
For the people who watch the video, I'm nodding my head crazily, because as an economist, I'm like, yes, exactly. You need the. I have to advertise. There's an author. She's called Emily Oster. She wrote 2 books on how to raise a child. And the funny thing, she's an economist, and she said, "Yeah, we economists are not doctors, but doctors are good at caring for people, which is what they should do. But economists are good at data." So it's really the thing. And if you have this data, you can do so much about it. This is like, it's really great.
You can. It's not just to do so much about it. It's not to bring your traumas, your issues, your background, your guilt feeling. It's about to deal with it in a very simple. We simplified everything, because your baby doesn't need this SHIT you bring into the relationship, because you're still a kid of other parents, the grandparents, and you, in many occasions, when you think you solved everything, but when you have a baby in your life, everything comes back to you. Sorry, I would like you to keep it out of the relationship with this lovely newborn. He doesn't need that.
I mean, if one imagines the parents, the own parents, grandparents, they grew up in different times. Things were not like
Absolutely.
we have them now.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
And I have to share with you, I raised my kids without need to any baby monitors, any technologies. We raised them. They have their issues. They complain, and I complain to my parents either, and trust me, I have very good reasons. My kids think they have good reasons. No proportion between my reasons to my mom didn't want to raise me. My mom rejected me. When I was a baby, people didn't even we didn't have in the language. We didn't use the term um, depression after birth. Nobody knew that, and it was shame. It was shame. So she didn't want to raise me. She had depression, and it was shame. When I was trying to talk to my mom about it, she didn't want to discuss it till today. It's impacted me in a way. So I brought into the relationship with my kids different issues because of these issues, and they have issues with me. I would love them to raise their kids using only facts. That's it. And to
Great.
bring into that the emotion and love and values and cultural code, everything, but based on facts and not their issues as kids that I raised maybe in a bad way. Sorry. I was not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. This is the thing. It's important to know. But if we can and people want to do it, and like this is the thing. If I think about reading a book, the child is, let's say, 6 months, doesn't sleep so much, no, or starts, and I have to go out in the night with the child and whatever. I won't read a book at that moment.
I know. I know. But what we have done, beside of presenting you the real facts that had happened during the day, week, months, we understood that technology it's not everything. Within our app, with one click, you can access to a world of experts. Any baby experts can join for free to Little One That Care app to create an account, write their own tips. And what you see when you access the app and you look at over your baby's data sets when you were sleeping, feeding, crying, whatever, when you click on it, different kind of tips are presented that was written in advance by the very same baby experts. And these tips are what we have done. They are not just random tips because they are filtered by the age group of your baby and the event type you just clicked on. And you can communicate with this expert. You can chat with them through the app. If you are going to have a relationship with them, you need to pay them separately because it's free. But we understood that data, graphs, AI will never ever solve problems. Sometimes you need to hear someone that's been there, done that, expert mom or speech therapist or speech or sleeping experts, breastfeeding experts, nutritionists, baby care specialists. All of them are waiting for the parents over there, and you need to hear it from them. Dietmar, you are fine. It's just the challenge for the next couple of weeks. Keep doing what you're doing. You're okay. You need to hear that. It's not an AI. It's not a pop-up that will tell you good. You need to hear someone and you need to question it in your personal way. And it works, this connection. We created the hub and we actually are trying through this app to bring back the whole village that used to raise one baby. You need a village to raise one baby, and this is what we're trying to do through the app, but over real data, real facts, and not just your stories and translation of reality.
That totally makes sense to me because at the moment, I think AI is not yet there. Maybe it is at a certain point that it has compassion or can connect things. But at the moment, we need hybrid solutions where the people are still a big part of it.
AI cannot replace your face expression to your baby, your kisses and hug, and you're talking to a baby. It will never ever replace that. Don't even imagine. It will never ever replace it. I'm afraid of the day people will start think it will. It will never ever replace. I don't. I have to share something about dialogues with baby. You cannot put a baby in front of telly and think that this is exposure of baby to words. No way, because we talk in a baby language. Oh, Dietmar, I would like to do because and our face expression and the way we pronounce the verb the variables make the baby understand and learn the language we talk, German, Hebrew, English, whatever. This is the time where the brain, as I said, the neural connections happens 1 million every second, 1 million every second. If birds need to teach the other birds how to fly, and in their brain there is already a neural connection that tells you this is the way we fly, and open our wings, and what we need to do. We have algorithms in our brain we were born with that tells us you need to learn Chinese, English, Hebrew, doesn't matter what language, Japanese, it works.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that in these early stages, this neural connection, this world in your brain can learn several languages at the same time. There are many babies that learns German and Russian because they moved from Russian to Germany, to Berlin, and they learned both languages. The number of words they know it's the very same numbers of words that German baby knows or American babies know. But they are learning different dialects, different accents, different grammars, and they will learn two languages. It's fine. If you can do it, go for it. They will know less words, but they will know both languages, and later on, they will be even better than others. In these early stages, we have incredible abilities that I will say it in a different way. Kids that learns second language in the elementary school, it's a miracle. It's to learn a second language in the elementary school or later on in the high school, it's a miracle. When you're doing it, when you are in the early stages, it's like natural thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Fascinating.
really, I mean, I at the moment I learn Spanish and it's hard. My child, she grows up with German and Spanish, maybe even English or so, and it's like natural for her. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like the brain is able to do it, and like
Yeah.
this actually a basic thing of Elora is to help the people know what's possible and what's not possible, and like words were the thing. There's a really important thing, not TV but real words, like also moving and all those things. You collect this data, and I have to ask this question. You obviously, I assume you have a data protection strategy behind it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Listen. First of all, one of the most important barriers with wearable devices, it's not just the behavioral thing. Yeah, to attach it to my baby. What is it? Why do you need that? I don't need it. Beside of that, there are several aspects that you need to take into consideration. Otherwise, it's a big failure. Safety. It has to be a product that went through any possible regulation. That, for instance, the material it's made of, the size of it, the shape of it, how you attach it, and so on and so on. So you have to go through that with a lot of understanding. You need to work with entities that develops, and this is what we have done, toys for babies under the age of 3, because it's a very interesting and very professional world. You cannot do whatever you want, and there is no space for mistakes. You cannot make mistakes. You need to use other people 20, 40 years experience and to work with them. This is one thing. In terms of privacies policies, we have the GDPR. You have the California's rules that are the most advanced states in the US. So there are two ways of working in this area. As an entrepreneur, most of the entrepreneurs, and if technical people are listening to this podcast, I have to tell you something very interesting. There are two ways of dealing with privacy policies. One, to learn what is going on, what is the last version, regulation, rule, statements, and to follow them. And it's kind of a mission that you need to do in order to mark V and to move on in your life. It's another annoying mission. Many people see that way. There is another way to see that, and this is what we have done. Try to access the brain of the people who wrote this regulation and try to see the world through their eyes, empathy. The moment you do so, it's open a new world, and instead of seeing the very same issue as a problem that you need to solve as a mission, it gives you a lot of freedom. Because what is, for instance, GDPR? The only thing they want to do is they would like you to explain the simple user what do you collect, why you collect this data, why you need this data, what you're going to do with this data. And if you will understand that and you will be curious, do it through curiosity, it will enable you not to write legal, annoying, boring papers that people don't even read. It will make you to make these people partnering with you about this. And the most important thing is like yourself, if you don't want to to keep a partnering with someone, you want to have a red button, one click, done. I don't want to be partnering with you. Fine, provide this button. You don't have, if they read your policies in the right way, they're going to lose. They're going to lose if they're not partnering with you anymore. Make them feel like they're going to lose, because it's not about feeling. Share what you're really doing. So when we ran at the beginning, when the beta trials, alpha trials, the early adapters programs, we released terms of use and privacy policies it was documents with pictures. It was not just text, with pictures, because we wanted people to read them to the end. We loved it. Later on, the lawyer says pictures are not good way. It's not good. People might understand in different ways, but we wanted to read to the end. We forced our team of lawyers, they hated us for that, to read it, to write it in a way that people would love to read it. It was very complicated because it's a world of terminology that you cannot twist it all over one night. I would love that the very same GDPR people, the very same Californians, all the people who lead this world, to force companies says, don't use legal words. Sorry. I wish they would, because I want to read, and don't write more than one A4 paper. So the moment, because I do believe in that, it's about respecting your clients.
That's so great. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. This is what we have done. And we work with the parents. So privacy policy is an issue. No advertisements. We don't sell your data. We don't need that. We have what we want to do is the best for you. And in the future, we will provide more details. Like if you would like to use your data, for instance, we would like to tell parents, after we will have a lot of babies in the US, we would like to tell parents a lot of things that nobody knows nowadays. The secret world of babies is telling parents which car seats make car seats that you buy for your car. You don't know what to buy. But we would like to distinguish and to tell, okay, these car seats, the average baby fall asleep immediately. The other car seats that we compared between the two, oh my goodness, although they have amazing influencers that tells it's the best one, it's a nightmare. You drive and you don't, and the average baby don't stop crying. So in order to share this data, can you please tell us what car seat to use? You don't want, no problem. Fine. Baby formulas, which brand do you use? How much, we can tell a lot around it, how much time it takes you to feed it, if the baby sleep well, if the baby play and nice and smiling. The other baby formula, oh my goodness, it's a jungle. You cannot, but you have to do that by explaining parents why you do it, how you're going to use it, what they're going to gain back. Win-win relationship. Otherwise, it won't work.
Yeah. No, totally. This is there's two things. One thing is if I don't pay for it, I pay with my data. So there is somebody tricking.
And we say you pay with your data. You don't have to pay with your data. If you pay with your data, this is what you and other parents are going to gain. Fair?
Exactly. Yeah. If so, you can like donate your data basically in this case.
And if you don't want red button from the app,
Exactly.
one
Yeah.
message, we will delete the data, and then you receive an email saying why, just to understand what went wrong, what you don't like, and so on.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
And
Yeah.
and this comes to a pure ethical thing. It's not about lawyers, and this is what I like. Do the right thing, and
Yeah.
customers will love it. Yeah.
Because you need to understand the logic behind of the passion that made these people to dedicate their life to write these privacy policies. Listen, in the past, in many and even now in many states, in many countries in the world, it's still a wide world, and it's not fair. It's not fair for as a user. from the user point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I now we have to come to the last question of the interview. Although, I mean, people out there know by now that I have a child, and I'm like totally interested in the topic. Obviously, I could go on
How
for
old is your
hours here.
baby, Deepa? How old is your baby?
She's 3. She's unfortunately
Oh,
not yet in the area where you
yeah,
have a product,
yeah.
but I would definitely get that. But before we talk about that, the most important question of the whole podcast may be how probable do you think is the Terminator or Matrix scenario? We just talked about ethics, so that is a good segue. Will the machines take over?
If the machines will take over,
Will they take over the world? Will they put us in zoos or exterminate us like we are cockroaches?
I will tell you, I think that during revolutions, predicting the future is the most stupid thing to do. However, during revolutions, two things are happening. Two type of people, we are divided to two type of people. I will use the COVID to share it with you. Okay, I will use the COVID. All of us are split, and I will use if you remember the cell phones, the cell phone access at the beginning, it was in the cars. Later on, people have massive phone in their hands, but they could walk and to talk like they're walking, and people look at them, oh my goodness, what he is doing. And we split it to two different populations. One, oh my goodness, I want to have one of them. It was not a big group. And the other group, me, I will never take this vaccination. Me, I will never have my boss to bring me or buy me a phone that everybody will be able to call me out of the working hours. No way, no way. What I'm trying to say, see in which group you are. Ask yourself, why am I in that group? This is the very first question. Then ask yourself, okay, what is my skills? What is about my knowledge? What is my abilities, resources that will make me a leader in that group? Because the leaders will make the money. Sorry for saying that. I'm very, very, very bad person right now. I'm not saying if it was good or not good to have vaccination. I'm not saying if it was good or not good to purchase to be the very first person to be connected all day to the internet. The people who led each approach made the money, become a leader, because the majority are people who led by others and paid for the iPhone and suffers from taking or not taking vaccination. Again, I don't care what it was the rights, but I'm talking from how to see revolution. Revolution is about leading it. And I don't care what you're going to lead in the revolution. Okay? Some people still ride the horses nowadays and didn't even pay attention to the industrial revolution, and they have a happy life. I'm not saying what is good or bad, and they have ranches and they will teach you how to ride a horse and they make good money of it. I'm not saying what is good or bad. I'm saying, look at yourself. Where am I in this revolution? Prediction is a waste of time. Lead it.
Yeah.
Some people talking about leading, or talking about what is going to happen, but some people create new reality. Be part of it.
Yeah. This is actually great because we are in this. This is a beginner's guide to AI podcast, meaning it's about learning AI. It's about connecting to AI, using it, starting to use it, and actually, yeah, starting from with 0 to 2 years, they will be AI native. Those children. This is coming. This is the next wave.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that the formal educational system is going to suffer more than any other industry, because it's easy to talk about many industries, but think about the average teacher, 50 years old, 55 years old. She's good with kids. And now she asks the kids, write me that, do this and that. They go to ChatGPT, write the answer, send it to her with a couple of pictures from Gamma AI. And what do you want from us? And she needs to learn from these 12 years old, 12, 15 years old kids who knows better, will do better. The toddlers and the babies we are raising today, oh my goodness, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of them. Yeah, they're going to be quite different than us. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. So
As a parents, I think we need to present them the world in a way to see it as an opportunities.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just think of an Isaac Asimov story where it's about teacher and the school, and the school is like is a robot that teaches each child individually,
Well,
and
I don't think we will need the robots because the world, you don't need robots. You don't need a physical entity to teach kids. You need to create experiences, and learning through experiences is going to change the learning from um, technology that will provide you information. Experiences are going to replace, because you don't need to send your to kids to school and they can go and they can learn. The informative world it's already exists to OpenAI and any other competitors. You don't need that. Experiences, well, I think we need animals and human beings to experience the world. Ride a horse, playing with the cat, and talking to a human being is going to be, and not just talking, playing in a mod with another human being.
I get goosebumps because this is the end of the Isaac Asimov story where the girl then says,
That
would have been so great to be in school with other kids. And it's exactly
exactly.
this.
It's exactly. Nobody will be able to take these experiences from us, whatever is going to happen,
Yeah.
especially in the next, let's say, 20 years. Later on, I don't know. But I would like to be part of the leaders, because instead of blaming or complaining or discussing other people activities, take responsibility and do something. And this is what I'm trying to do. Maybe I will fail, but I've tried.
I think that's just the great last word for the podcast.
Thank you,
The only
sir.
thing is, Ami, where can we find you in the internet?
Oh my goodness. Elora Baby Wellness Monitor can be found on Amazon. Elora Baby Wellness Monitor. But we have a lovely website named little1.care over the company's name. And over there, beside of having a website with an ability to purchase online the products, we have a lot of content that explain a lot to parents, and explains baby care specialists how can they join the game, and a lot of knowledge. And we over there you can find the groups that Facebook groups we are running for parents, because we understood that it's not just about the AI and technology. You have to create a holistic solution, A to Z, that's in the journey of pregnancy and birth. You will find anything you should look for, and any question you might have, to have a shortcut to the right person in the right community to talk to, and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will put everything in the show notes that people
Thank
can
you.
find it because it's great. It's a good thing. And yeah, thank you for being here, Ami. And
Itmar, thank you for hosting me. It was so nice to talk to you.
it was a pleasure and I learned a lot. And let's see, in 1 or 2 years, you may have a
Oh my
product that I
goodness.
can.
Every couple of months we have another idea for another patent. Any couple of months we learn something about this world. Oh my God. I would love to talk to you again.
Yeah, then I definitely invite you back and we see how things develop then. So have a nice day, have a lovely day, and see you soon on the podcast again. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you know that I have a child by now, probably. And yeah, unfortunately, she's too old for Elora because I really would love to test it. As an economist, I love to have the data to make data-driven decisions. But Ami said quality time, in a sense of that you have really an ability to say what's quality time. Loved the interview, and yes, connect to Ami. Look what they have there for a product. If you have a baby that age or a toddler, look at the product. It's really great. It's really something where they thought about, I think. Yeah, so great that you listen to the podcast until here. If you're still here, then there's something you can do. That's go to the newsletter page, argoberlin.com/newsletter, or just click follow on your podcast app. And would be great to have you in the next podcast again here. Bye from Berlin. It's Dietmar from Argo. And don't forget to quickly check out sensay.io and see what a digital replica can do for you.